Before we begin, we ask you to please silence your cell phones. Please note that the official photographer will take photos of the students as they receive their diplomas. Pictures will be available to order online. Welcome to the School of Architecture's 109th Commencement Convocation. To begin, I would like to introduce the Dean of the School of Architecture, Michelle Addington.
And you all can sit down now. Well, welcome to the School of Architecture 2022 Commencement. I extend my congratulations to each and every one of you who is graduating today, and my deep gratitude to all who have supported you in this long endeavor. There is no other graduating class of students who have weathered so much, who have endured so much, and who have persevered as much as those of you who are graduating today. During an unthinkable pandemic that swept and is continuing to sweep throughout the world, you rapidly adapted to a complete change in teaching methods and a radical change in how we lived, moved, and interacted with others. During the mounting crises that have buffeted us all about, from extreme weather to political intransigency to social unrest and economic instability, you have listened, you have adapted, and you have made your voices heard. And most importantly, during the growing reckoning, making us aware of the profound inequities in our society and in the world, you have learned to question the very tenets and foundations of our disciplines and institutions as we strive for justice and fairness for all. It was and continues to be a world in flux, with a greater uncertainty regarding our future than perhaps at any time in our recent history. As graduating students, you are at the nexus of everything that was before, everything that has been happening, and everything that will be. The stability, reliability, and dependability of the University of Texas was a safe place to be and to study pre-graduation, as such a place of steadiness and comfort. And this is in contrast to the larger environment you will face post-graduation, where the unknowns are mounting. None of us can be sure what our world will be like in 10 years. We don't even know what it will be like next month. And no one asked for this. But I do hold on for hope what you can do, and I have faith in what you will be. The disciplines that serve the built environment, all the disciplines that we teach here at the School of Architecture, have a profound responsibility for the health, safety, and welfare of the greater public. Even though we represent but a small fraction of professionals in the world, we have outsized influence in determining how we live and work together, putting us at the center of many of the discussions over the last few years about how we could interact safely. That responsibility comes to us because we are the ones who determine the physical fabric of society, the very structure and systems that shape and determine the form, the public realm. But that fabric is more than buildings and infrastructure. It is also the physical repository for society's values, as well as a scaffold for how cultures define themselves and their aspirations for the future. Now, perhaps more than at any other time in the past, the world needs us, needs what we do, and needs how we think. You are graduating today with an education that builds strong foundations across many domains of knowledge. As such, you are multimodal thinkers able to synthesize and integrate diverse theories, methods, and information into the formulation of complex problems and their solutions. Few other professions have this extraordinary fluency across so many different areas, this ability to look at problems from multiple vantage points and through multiple lenses. You have precisely the type of thinking that the world needs today and will need tomorrow. You don't just have a place in the construction of the future, you have an important leadership role in that construction. Therein resides my hope for you and what I know deep in my heart you will be able to do. Who you are, what you believe, and what you do matters more than ever. So keep questioning, keep pushing, keep testing new ideas that we make the world of tomorrow a better place for all. You've also spent the last several years at this special place where you built bonds with others, where you discovered the power of collaboration and teamwork, where you had exposure to many ideas and many voices, and where I also hope you had a little fun. You will always have your time here, and you will have your cohort for life. And that's why I have faith in you. You have this solid grounding that will always be here to support you. The School of Architecture will always be your home. So I congratulate you and I thank you. I thank you for all that you have done these past years to keep us and so many others safe. I thank you for your partnership and your imagination as we figured this out together. Thank you for being you, our students, and now our colleagues, and remaking this world for the better. You are the most amazing students that I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And now to introduce our honored guest, Professor Sarah Bronin. She both typifies and exemplifies the UT School of Architecture student and graduate. Typifies in that she brought the spirit, the passion, the talent, the dedication, the curiosity, and the intelligence that we see and marvel at every day in all of our students. Exemplifies in that she took on every opportunity here and beyond to expand her knowledge, to broaden her connections, to test what she learned here as a student in ever more complex arenas and territories. Her background, her story, her accomplishments, and her contributions are nothing less than extraordinary. As a Phi Beta Kappa award-winning dual major in Plan 2 in architecture who minored in Spanish, she had already pushed well beyond the bounds of a normative undergraduate path when she graduated from UT in 2001. She was then selected as one of our country's very, very few Rhodes Scholars to study at Oxford, where she received a Master of Science in Economic and Social History in 2003. And from there, on to Yale Law School as a Harry S. Truman Scholarship recipient, and where she served as editor of the Yale Law Review while also clerking for then Judge Sonia Sotomayor, graduating with her Juris Doctorate in 2006. Today, she's an architect, attorney, professor, and policymaker whose interdisciplinary work focuses on how law and policy can foster more equitable, sustainable, well-designed, and connected places. As a professor jointly appointed at Cornell University's College of Architecture, Art, and Planning, and at Cornell Law School, she collaborates with researchers and students across disciplines to conduct cutting-edge research on property, land use, and historic preservation. Through the Legal Constructs Lab, she has led the launch of a national zoning atlas, which seeks to translate and digitize upwards of 30,000 zoning codes across the country. The project was rooted in her advocacy in Connecticut, where she developed a zoning atlas to justify the first statewide zoning reforms in over 30 years. In other public service roles, she has served on the board of Latinos and Heritage Conservation and is advisor for the National Trust for Historic Preservation and the Sustainable Development Code. The local level, she chaired the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Hartford, Connecticut, spearheading an award-winning zoning code overhaul. She is an elected member of the American Law Institute, a fellow of the Cornell Atkinson Center for Sustainability, and a past chair of the state and local government section of the American Association of Law Schools. Most recently, Professor Bronin was nominated by President Biden to chair the U.S. Advisory Council on Historic Preservation. Her work there will be aimed at ensuring agencies consider their impact on historic properties, as well as advising the President and Congress on historic preservation policy. When we say what starts here changes the world, Sarah Bronin is the embodiment of that phrase. Her dedicated work in city, state, and now national government has brought her brilliant reasoning to bear at so many scales. Her reach from policy to preservation to sustainability and to equity has taught all of us that true stewardship and leadership must reach across multiple domains and connect many voices. Please join me in welcoming our most amazing commencement speaker ever, our 2022 commencement speaker and absolutely amazing alumna, Sarah Bronin.
Dean Addington, thank you for that kind and possibly exaggerated introduction, and for inviting me to join you to celebrate the class of 2022. First, congratulations to the graduates who have worked so hard to earn your degrees today. You've not only gone through the rigors of studios and all-nighters, but you've done it during a pandemic. You've done it together. You've proven that you can overcome anything. Second, I wanted to echo Dean Addington's gratitude to the graduates' families, children, friends, and extended support networks who are joining us today, and also to those who could not be here. Your support has been essential to their journey, and because of you, they now have the tools to build a better world. I am so honored to be here, 21 years to the week that I was sitting in your shoes. At my ceremony, my 4 grandparents, who had known each other for 60 years, my grandfathers were fishing buddies in Brownsville, had driven up to celebrate the occasion. My parents, my sisters, including Kathleen, a fellow Longhorn who's also in the audience today, were there. To my surprise, when it came around to student awards, I was on the list. As then Dean Speck walked to the podium, I felt a sense of pride. I thought he might talk about my service to the school or to the university, or maybe mention my good grades. He got out his notes, put on his glasses, and said, I kid you not, this award goes to Sarah Galvan, the biggest pain in the ass to ever graduate from the School of Architecture. I verified this with all the attendees, by the way. I turned around and looked at my parents. With a thumbs up, they said, yep, he got that right. After 5 years here, Dean Speck knew me just as well as my parents did. I tell this story to underscore a fundamental truth about your time at the University of Texas School of Architecture. And that is that this school knows you and your individual talents and appreciates them more deeply than you know now. It has been a mutual investment of time, culminating, I hope, in sufficient trust to enable deep intellectual growth. With that trust, this faculty has been able to shape your ambitions as professionals and as people. You were transformed here. This is where you learn to think differently, to care about the quality of place, and to be a creative problem solver. This is where you learned how to weave ideas from many different disciplines, from history, art, materials, environmental science, behavioral science, into your thinking. Whatever you did before you entered Goldsmith Hall, this became your intellectual birthplace. Today is the day to reflect on your tenure at UT. What did you get from this place? What will you take away? What might not know, but you will know in 21 years. In preparation for this talk, I went through my voluminous paper, and electronic files that include every written and visual assignment that I had in 5 years, including the written critiques, both good and bad. So as you think about your time, I'll tell you what I got from this school. Between Richard Cleary and Michael Garrison, I connected the dots between formal 18th century landscapes and modern sustainability practices. From Gerlinda Lighting, I learned the power of a strong female lead. From Owen Kappelman, an appreciation of the colors that brighten our world. From Juan Moreau and Vince Snyder, I received mercy, given my hopelessness in structural theory. From Danilo Udovicki, an interest in Russian architecture that led to a paper on the Melnikov House in a summer in St. Petersburg. From Nicole Wiedemann, who led our trip to Santa Chiara, an appreciation for food, for travel, for Italy, and for conversation. From Larry Dahl, the earth-shaking revelation that perhaps Billy Joel was not as great as I had spent a lifetime thinking he was. From David Heyman, the freedom to show exuberance and joy about the great things and to critique the not-so-great things with a smile. And from Dean Speck, not only the fodder for my opening story, but the framework that shapes my thinking about place today. So much so that Architecture and Society 308, which I know you all had, features in the first chapter of my next book. And from every last one of them, the benefit of their brilliance and the true luxury of their critique. Now, you've been shaped by different moments, by a different suite of classes, by a different cast of professorial characters. After you leave this auditorium, you're going to think of or be influenced by these moments, classes, and people often, perhaps when you least expect. When you have an immediate reaction to a new building, when you go to a new city for the first time, when you're walking down the street, or even when you're at a dinner party. You might be thinking today, this is it. I'm ready to leave this school behind. But I'm here to tell you that you can't. You'll carry it with you for as long as you live. Whether you become planners, architects, landscape architects, interior designers, preservationists, urban designers, or even professors, you benefit from the gift of the most interdisciplinary education that this wonderful university offers. You have everything you need to make change. The degree you're graduating with gives you power, purpose, and agency. The experiences that you've had give you grit and determination. And you're going to need all of that to tackle the challenges of the day. First, climate change. You, sitting right here, can help us design more energy-efficient cities and buildings. You can advocate for trees, for biodiversity, for places that complement, not compete with nature. You can push for better infrastructure and water management. You can help us move beyond the car dependency that's killing us. Second, economic inequality. You can push for equitable cities, cities that are easy to get around, that allow people to connect with educational and job opportunities. You can lead the fight against slavery in construction supply chains. You can push for zoning that promotes more affordable and abundant housing. Third, public health. You can work with neighborhoods and neighborhood and national groups to promote walking and biking, which you know reduces obesity. You can design age-friendly communities where people can maintain the social bonds that will help them to live longer. You can push for updates to road design standards that eliminate the scourge of traffic violence. Fourth, preservation and conservation. You can help preservationists tell the full American story even when it's uncomfortable. You can protect indigenous resources from construction-related destruction. You can deploy circular construction techniques and reuse existing fabric, not toss it into landfills. And finally, social justice. You can push zoning and planning practices that reverse segregation that plagues too many communities today. You can lead preservation fellow professionals to tackle bias within the profession itself. You can vote. These issues, climate change, economic inequality, public health, preservation, social justice, are among the many that you are well equipped now to address. These aren't standalone issues with singular solutions. These aren't liberal or conservative issues. Like it or not, they are integral to present and future professional practice. I know that's true because, like you, I was born at this school, and these issues dominate my work. What I found is that the world needs more passionate, effective, knowledgeable leaders at all levels. Critical thinking about what you can do to take up the world's fight will compel you to lead with purpose. So here I am, being a pain in the ass again today. I am challenging you to have a big impact on big issues, to serve on the boards that rewrite the rules of the game, to embed a concern for public good in your practice, to not sit in your office all day and squander what you've been given, to leave this auditorium with an optimism about the future of the world and a belief in your ability to shape it. It's more than an opportunity, it is your obligation. Congratulations on all you have achieved. Go forth and please change this complex and fragile world.
Wow, I have no words. That was extraordinary, Sarah, and thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Thank you so much for your words, and thank you so much for your incredible life of service to this world, to this country, to all of us. It is now my pleasure to recognize School of Architecture student achievement. Students, when I call out your name, please stand or wave. For those of you who are receiving medals, we will mail them to you, so you don't have to come up to take them. Each year, the American Institute of Architects awards the top-ranked graduates of programs accredited by the National Architectural Accrediting Board with the Medal of Excellence. These awards are provided as part of the AIA Foundation Scholarship Program. It is my pleasure to recognize the 2022 Bachelor of Architecture Medal of Excellence recipient, Anna Blair Parkinson. Anna, please stand or wave. And the recipient of the 2022 Master of Architecture Medal of Excellence is Stefan Britz. Stefan, please stand or wave. Since 1914, Alpha Rho Chi, the National Professional Fraternity for Architecture and the Allied Arts, has promoted the profession of architecture by encouraging students to excel. Judged by the faculty, the Alpha Rho Chi Bronze Medal is presented to an undergraduate student who has shown ability for leadership, performed willing service for the school, and who has shown promise of real professional merit through their attitude and personality. The 2022 Alpha Rho Chi Bronze Medal recipient is Haley Algo. And now, for the awards given in our Professional Interior Design program by the American Society of Interior Designers. It is my pleasure to recognize the 2022 ASID Certificate of Honor to Elvira Catalina Lathrop. And the recipient of the 2022 ASID Certificate of Merit is Ashley Lauren Chen. Ashley? Now for the awards given by the Central Texas section of the American Society of Landscape Architects, nominated by faculty and chosen by members of the Central Texas section of the ASLA. We present the award to the top-ranked graduates in landscape architecture. I am pleased to recognize the 2022 ASLA Award of Honor recipient, Kara Khan. And the recipient of the 2022 ASLA Award of Merit, Heather Corcoran. Each year, the board of the Central Texas chapter of the American Planning Association selects the APA Award for the outstanding thesis, professional report, and community from the students nominated by the planning faculty. It is my pleasure to recognize the 2022 award recipient, Courtney Banker. The Central Texas chapter of the American Planning Association also presents the American Institute of Certified Planners Outstanding Student Award to recognize the achievement in the study of planning. This award is selected by faculty. It's my pleasure to recognize the 2022 AICP Outstanding Student Award recipient, Tony Basiri. The Peter O. Coltman Book Prize in Architecture and Planning is awarded to two outstanding graduating students, one in architecture and one in community and regional planning, who demonstrate excellence at the urban scale. The 2022 recipient of the Peter O. Coltman Book Prize are Nicole Emwee, a Master of Architecture graduate, and Oadan Hamayan McMahon, a Master of Science in Community and Regional Planning, an LBJ dual degree student who is not in attendance today. Yeah. The Community and Regional Planning Engaged Practice Award recognizes a student or student team whose engagement efforts have deepened understanding of the perspectives of residents of vulnerable communities regarding the problems they face. This year, we recognize the students who participated in Dr. Miriam Solis' planning studio, Jobs and Climate Action in Austin, Texas. For all the students in that studio, would you please stand or wave? The Community and Regional Planning Community Design Award recognizes a student or a student team whose work reflects an exceptional design and physical planning solution to meet important challenges in a community. This year, we recognize the students who participated in developing a proposal titled A Comprehensive Design and Development Proposal on the Fast Food Gulch of the Drag, in lecturing Keenan Smith's Planning Design Possibilities Practicum. Courtney Banker and Nathaniel Fiziok, please stand or wave. The Faculty Recognition Prize for Design Excellence in Landscape Architecture Award is awarded to the graduating Master of Landscape Architecture student in recognition of sustained excellence in design. The 2022 recipient is Lyda Cherie Lindstedt. The Faculty Recognition Prize for Academic Excellence in Landscape Architecture Award is awarded to the graduating Master of Landscape student in recognition of academic excellence. The 2022 recipient is Heather Marie Corcoran. Now we honor graduating students whose academic work or terminal research projects deserve special commendation. Please stand or wave as I call your name. The recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Dissertation in Architecture is Ernesto Bilbao, a doctoral student in architecture. Ernesto is not with us here today, unfortunately. The recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Dissertation in Community and Regional Planning is someone who is here today, Stephen Michael Zigman, a doctoral student in Community and Regional Planning. The recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Master's Thesis in Historic Preservation is Sarah Patrick, a Master of Science in Historic Preservation graduate who's also not in attendance today. The recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Master's Thesis in Sustainable Design is Karina Felix, a Master of Science in Sustainable Design graduate. And the recipient of the 2022 Excellence in Urban Design Award is Sanket Kamdar, a Master of Science in Urban Design graduate. I'm mostly through with these. Congratulations to all of you. I also want to bring to your attention one of the designations noted beside some of the graduates' names in our program, the designation of Dean's Ambassador. Dean's Ambassadors are a group of undergraduate and graduate students from all academic programs who show an active desire to enrich the school. They are looked to for leadership and reflect a positive image of the School of Architecture. They provide general knowledge about student life, assist with prospective student visits, orientations, help coordinate the graduate student open house, lead School of Architecture tours, and are key to so many other School of Architecture activities. Please stand or wave if you have served as a Dean's Ambassador. We are so grateful for your service to our community. Thank you so much. We are also pleased to recognize our first-generation graduates, those who are first in their family to graduate from college. If you are a first-generation graduate, please take a moment to stand or wave. The University of Texas at Austin has a campus-wide commitment towards supporting first-generation students, and we are so excited to honor and recognize you and all those who have supported you today. The success of the School of Architecture hinges upon the dedication of our students in teaching and graduate assistant roles, as well as the hard work of our faculty and staff. For their many contributions and commitment toward our mission, I am now pleased to recognize recipients of the Student Employee, Faculty, and Staff Awards. This year's Outstanding Graduate Research Assistant is Kelsey Wingo, a dual degree student, Master of Science in Community and Regional Planning graduate, and Master in Public Affairs. Kelsey, you've already got we beat you to it. You beat us to it. As a graduate research assistant for the Center for Sustainable Development, Kelsey assisted our faculty in submitting over 30 sponsored research proposals, including 4 successfully awarded National Science Foundation proposals. Her work has allowed faculty at the School of Architecture to pursue funding opportunities to support our research while attending to the complexities of teaching in a pandemic. Her work has been critical to keeping things moving forward. Kelsey exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding graduate research assistant, and we are sure she will continue her outstanding work as she moves on to the prestigious Presidential Management Fellowship Program. So we're going to clap for you again. This year's Outstanding Teaching Assistant is Nicole Emwee, a Master of Architecture graduate. As a teaching assistant for more than one course with the School of Architecture, Nicole was able to deal with student questions and student problems with deep insight and great empathy. She has had responsibility for leading discussion sections and is able to draw students out and to overcome their shyness in an extraordinary way. She has a gift for relating to students and making them open and comfortable. Nicole's supervisor shares that she is one of the most perceptive and intelligent TAs among the scores he has worked with, and this is truly deserving of this recognition. For outstanding teaching in a lecture course, we recognize Professor Bjorn Sletto. It is hard to imagine anyone who does more for his students within the School of Architecture than Bjorn Sletto. To give just 2 examples among many, Bjorn has included numerous master's students as co-authors in articles published in peer-reviewed journals, and he recently launched a major service learning project locally in the Metropolis neighborhood in Southeast Austin. And despite years of consistently stratospheric teaching scores, somehow Bjorn Sletto has not yet received our Outstanding Teacher for Lecture Award. And today we have remedied that. Bjorn is not with us, but he knows. Yeah. He knows. Yeah. For outstanding teaching in a studio course, we recognize Assistant Professor of Landscape Architecture, Maggie Hansen. Maggie is here. Wearing the best hat ever. Studio education explores specific local resolutions of competing and sometimes conflicting needs to consider broad societal questions about the ways our environment should be shaped. Assistant Professor of Landscape Architecture, Maggie Hansen guides students to understand the significance of connections between individuality and collective identities, between site-scale ecology and regional ecosystems, and between neighborhood plans and national policies. She is this year's School of Architecture Award for Excellence in Studio Teaching. So congratulations, Maggie. For outstanding scholarship, we recognize Assistant Professor of Interior Design, Tara Dudley. Tara is not in attendance with us today, but Assistant Professor Tara Dudley's scholarship exemplifies the power of history to illuminate in new and much needed ways the constructed environment as we think we know it today. Her method in the study of historical interiors, architecture, and cities includes creative utilization of archival resources and conducting oral histories, the result of which is a recent body of research with astonishing depth, reach, and impact across and beyond the field of architectural history. And congratulations to Tara. For outstanding service, we recognize Associate Professor of Interior Design, Igor Siddiqui. Igor? Associate Professor Igor Siddiqui has demonstrated superior service in his role of Program Director for the Interior Design Program. In this role, he led the program through the state-mandated review of the Master of Interior Design 1 and 2 programs and the accreditation review of both Bachelor of Science in Interior Design and Master of Interior Design 1 programs. His continuous commitment to the interior design discipline extend outside the levels of the school and into his scholarship and public art-oriented endeavors. Congratulations, Igor. In addition to the amazing contributions of our student employees and faculty, the School of Architecture has a devoted staff who work so hard to support everyone here. This year's Outstanding Staff Award goes to 2 staff members, one of whom is here today, and that is Melissa Green. She's all the way in the back. Yeah. As a consummate professional who exhibits grace and poise under pressure time and time again, Melissa is a team player and is always ready to lend a helping hand to her fellow staff members. During her time at the School of Architecture, Melissa has excelled as an academic program coordinator and has recently been promoted to Senior Academic Program Coordinator. Thank you so much for everything that you do for our school, Melissa. And also sharing this is Josette Lemon. As Assistant Director of Finance and Administration, she wears so many hats for us, covers so many bases to us, from HR to finance. She has proven to be an invaluable member of the staff. Thank you all for all your hard work and contributions to the school. So, now for the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to start recognizing our graduates. Graduates, as your names are announced, please cross the stage to receive a certificate that ensures your diploma is indeed in the mail. The audience may applaud and photograph at any time. We will begin with the doctoral candidate in community and regional planning. Dissertation Supervisor, please join Marshall Dangle at the front of the stage to hood your candidate when I call your name. Stephen Zygmunt, hooded by Elizabeth Mueller. Stephen is from Jefferson, Ohio. He would like to thank his parents, Cynthia and Mick, for all their love and support. Congratulations, Stephen. Ming Zhang, Professor and Program Director for Community and Regional Planning, will recognize the graduates in our Community and Regional Planning Master's programs. You go here.
We now present the graduates of the Master of Science in Community and Regional Planning degree. Courtney Williams Banker. From Tampa, Courtney is from Tampa, Florida. Courtney sends her immense gratitude to her partner, family, and CRP colleagues for supporting this educational journey. Sydney Betty. From Greenwich, Connecticut. Sydney would like to thank her partner, Andrew, and her family and friends for their love and support. Tony Bissiri. Tony is from Seattle, Washington. Tony is thankful for the unending support from his family, especially his partner, who was always his biggest advocate and first reviewer. Victor Allen Butcher. From Holotos, Texas. Victor is thankful for his friends, family, and cat. He plans to keep biking around Austin while designing places with McCain Adams Studio. Victoria Grace Byrne from Clinton, Alabama. Victoria thanks her family, friends, therapists, and the CRP faculty for their support. She accepts her diploma in memory of Summer and Everett. Brett Anthony Collette. From Melbourne, Australia, Brett thanks wife Jessie and son Anthony for their support. They are off to New York because the cost of living in Austin was not high enough. Jessica Gay from San Antonio, Texas. Jessica would like to thank her family and friends for all of their love and support. Joshua Goldberger from Baltimore, Maryland. Joshua would like to thank his family, friends, and girlfriend Stephanie. He is excited to be starting his career at Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. Jessica Marie Jones. Jessica is from Rohnert Park, California. Jessica is grateful for her family and mentors who made this educational milestone possible. She will be a trailblazer in resilience work and a bureaucracy ninja. Nathan Jones from Taylor, Texas. Nathan would like to thank his family for their support, especially his wife Anna, his mom Stephanie, and his great-grandmother Bobby. Johanna Kang. Johanna is from Chicago, Illinois. Receiving her master's degree still feels like a dream, and it will definitely not be possible without the support of family and friends. Morgan Lucille Lee. Morgan is from Augusta, Georgia. Morgan would like to thank her family and friends for their encouragement and patience. She will move to Denver, continuing work with Luster National. Rand Makaram. Rand is from Beirut, Lebanon. Rand would like to thank her family and friends for their support. She will move to Ann Arbor to pursue her PhD studies at the University of Michigan. Kailyn Mchugh from Naples, Florida. Kailyn would like to thank her partner, friends, family, and Kitty Angel Baby Tofu for their support.
Bianca Margarita Pizarro Vázquez.
Thank you. That's a huge challenge for me, regardless of having a PhD degree or not. Thank you, congratulations. From Ponce, Puerto Rico, a proud Poncina, she dedicates this accomplishment to her late grandmother, Ana Maria Menendez Achina, rest in power. Philip Randall from Mountain View, California. Philip would like to thank his family and the CRP community for all their support. Who can? Nancy Rojas from Far, Texas. Nancy would like to thank her family, partner, and mentors for their support. She will pursue a career in affordable housing with Harris County. Will Swinton Ginsberger. Will is from Louisville, Kentucky. Will would like to thank his family, friends, classmates, and professors for their support. Wesley Tsai from Katy, Texas. Aspen Capriel Wilkins. Aspen is from the Woodlands, Texas. Aspen would like to give a heartfelt thank you to her incredibly supportive friends and family. She is looking forward to starting her career as an urban planner. Atelia Adrienne Willis from Texas. Atelia is thankful to her Longhorn parents for paving the burnt orange road for her to continue building her career and life in Texas. Kelsey Wingo from Springfield, Missouri. Kelsey will be pursuing a career in energy security and resilience. She would like to thank her family, her fiancé, and her Austin community. Congratulations to you all. Dean Almey, Associate Professor and Program Director for Urban Design, will recognize the graduates in our community and regional planning and Master in Urban Design dual degree master's programs.
We now present the graduates in the Master of Science in Community and Regional Planning and Master of Science in Urban Design. Brittany Marie Faulkner from Smethport, Pennsylvania. Brittany would like to thank her family, friends, peers, and mentors for their continued support and wisdom over the past 3 years. Ryan Natividad from San Francisco Bay Area, California. Ryan would like to thank his partner and fiancé Tim for his emotional support throughout these 3 years of grad school, as well as his family, mentors, and others that have had a hand in helping him get to where he is today. He will be pursuing a role as an urban designer. I also present to you the graduates of the Master of Science in Urban Design degree. We're small but mighty. Luda. Thank you. Luda Iantranova from Irkutsk, Russia. Sanket Kamdar from Latur, Maharashtra. Sanket would like to thank his family in India, partner, and friends as he continues his journey in Austin. Benjamin Ibarra Sevilla, Associate Professor and Program Director of Advanced Studies, will recognize the Graduate in Sustainable Design program.
We now present the graduate in the Master of Science in Sustainable Design. Karina Felix from San Francisco, California. Karina will be returning to San Francisco to continue working with a focus on interior architecture and design. Hope Hasbrook, Associate Professor and Program Director for Landscape Architecture, will recognize the graduates in the Landscape Architecture Master's programs.
Carly Choi from Mount Holly, New Jersey. Carly thanks her husband, son, and the UTSOA community for their support. She's enjoying her career working as a landscape designer at Rialto Studio. Kara Khan, she hails from Kyle, Texas. Kara would like to thank her family, cohort, and professors for their support over the past 3 years. After graduation, Kara will be staying in town to join Asakura Robinson's Austin office. Heather Cochran from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, via New York, New York. Heather thanks her family and the UTSOA community for their support. She looks forward to embarking on a career in landscape architecture. Okay, Margaret Gallagher from Claremont, California. Margaret would like to thank her family, friends, and boyfriend Shane for their support. She will remain in Austin and begin her career at Lionheart Places. Lyda Lindstedt from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Lyda received a Design Excellence Awards in 2019 to 20 and 2020 to 21, as well as a graduate fellowship. She is grateful to the professors and loved ones who made this possible. Bridget Newsham from Chicago, Illinois. Bridget is grateful to her parents and friends for constantly supporting her through this journey. She will work at the architecture firm of Sheehan, Nagel, and Hartrey. Dan Perenier from Austin, Texas. Dan would like to thank his wife, mom, dad, friends, neighbors, MLA cohort, and his dog Ziggy for all their support. He could not have done it without you all. Shen Yue from Lanzhou, China. Yue appreciates all teachers and friends, especially the vegetals, for their support. She'd like to see y'all in Houston when she begins her career at TBG. Congratulations. Ingrid Tower from Austin, Texas. Ingrid is grateful for the vegetal others, and she will be remaining in Austin to continue ecological design for the city of Austin. Igor Siddiqui is the Associate Professor and Program Director of Interior Design, and he will recognize the graduates in the Interior Design Master's Program.
We now present the graduates of the Master of Interior Design First Professional Degree. Paulina Gallegos Mancilla from Mexico. Paulina thanks her family for their support. She dedicates this success to her dad, who is in heaven. Her career path continues in the U.S. Elvira Catalina Lathrop from Laredo, Texas. Elvira thanks her family for their support during this adventure, especially her husband John and boys Miguel and Mateo. This is for Dad. Shannon Patricia McElroy from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shannon would like to thank her darling parents for their 26 years of support. She would also like to thank her incredible faculty and staff at UTSOA, a couple of whom she was fortunate enough to work beside, as well as the classmates who made these years a joy. And for all the caffeine, she can't forget the fine folks at Medici Roasting. Hannah Jane Oppelt from San Antonio, Texas. Hannah is the third in her family to graduate from UTSOA. She will be moving to San Antonio to work alongside her brother at LPA. And Hannah Katrina Smith from Boise, Idaho. Hannah would like to thank her partner, Rohit, for giving her the courage and support to pursue her master's. She also wants to thank herself for getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and for finding grace through challenges. Professionally, Hannah is thrilled to be joining Michael Schuh Office of Architecture here in the great state of Texas. Personally, she is looking forward to catching up on some sleep. And Deepika Warrior from India. Deepika is lucky to have her amazing family's love and support. She thanks her friends and feels lucky to be a part of the UTSOA family. Corey Beeg, Associate Professor and Program Director for Architecture, will recognize the graduates in our Architecture, Master's, and Bachelor's programs.
And now, the Master of Architecture First Professional Degree. Miriam Adamji from Austin, Texas. As she takes these next steps towards a career in architecture, Miriam owes gratitude to Farah, Wasim, and Zara Adamji for their endless support and encouragement. Amy Axelson from Austin, Texas. Amy thanks her family and friends for their endless support and her professors for their encouragement and guidance over her years at UT. Andrew James Brandt from Edina, Minnesota. Andrew offers his thanks to his family, friends, mentors, and peers for their support throughout these arduous years. He will remain in Austin to begin his career. Congrats. Stefan Britz from Cape Town, South Africa. Stefan is honored to have been a part of this university looking forward to representing UTSOA in the professional world. He will be staying here in Austin, where he is very fortunate to continue working at Hunt Architecture. Sydney Burt from Oak Park, Illinois. Sydney appreciates the support of her parents, brother, friends, and mentors. She will continue working for Moreau Rivera in Austin. Victoria Marie Carter from Houston, Texas. Victoria would like to thank her friends and family for their support. She will be staying in Austin to begin a career with Paulin Architecture. Michael James Castillo from Abilene, Texas. Michael would like to thank his loved ones for their support of his education. It is his family that inspires his goals and aspirations. Victoria Christina Cheney from Cocoa, Florida. Victoria thanks her family and friends for their support. She will move to Boston to work as an architectural designer with Mass Design Group. Bowen Chen from Nanjing, China. Bowen would like to thank his family and friends for their support. Bella Athena Chow from Fort Dodge, Iowa. Bella thanks her family and friends for their support and snacks. After graduation, she plans to pursue design positions on the East Coast. Stella Coble from Nashville, Tennessee. Stella would like to thank her family for their unwavering encouragement and support. She is headed to Salt Lake City to work for Lloyd Architects and can't wait for the new adventures out west. William Duncan Hackman from Houston, Texas. William would like to thank his mom and dad, Ann and Mike, Alma, and the friends, family, and faculty that supported him during his academic career. And he says, gig 'em. Brittany Nicole Hernandez from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Brittany Nicole wishes to express her sincere gratitude to those whom she would be nowhere without, her family and friends, her dog, and Taylor Swift. Hayden Alexander Hood from Round Rock, Texas. Hayden would like to thank God, family, and friends for all of their encouragement and support. He will remain in Austin practicing architectural locally with Rios. Alex Kelly from Indianapolis, Indiana. Alex would like to thank her family for obvious reasons. She will be moving to Houston to pursue a career with Benjamin Johnston Design. Jeffrey Leopold from Cleveland, Ohio. Jeff would like to thank his family for their support. He will be moving to Dallas to continue a career at Corgan. Sheng Yuk Lu from Zhao, Guangzhou, China. Sheng Yuk would like to thank her parents, friends, and professors for their support. The friends she met here will be her precious gifts, and she hopes that they'll be lifelong friends even though they are apart. She will pursue her dream no matter where she is and stay safe and healthy to see this beautiful world. Stephanie Madama from Butler, Pennsylvania. Stephanie would like to thank her family and friends for their support. She'll be pursuing her career at Thought Barn here in Austin. Andrea Elizabeth Moore from El Paso, Texas. Andrea would like to thank her supportive friends and family, especially her biggest helper, Oliver, whom she would not be here without. Nicole Emwee from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Nicole is thankful for the unending support of her family and friends. She'll be joining Steinberg Hart Architects and is excited to continue her adventure in Austin. Bobby Allen Nolan from Weatherford, Texas. Bobby would like to thank his wife, Claire, as well as his family and church community for their support and encouragement over the last 2 years. He will join Anderson Weiss in Austin this summer as a project designer. Rachel Sisson from Belleville, Texas. Rachel would like to thank her family, friends, fellow classmates, and the UTSOA staff for their support. She'll be staying in Austin to pursue a career in product design. Caroline Snow from Dothan, Alabama. Caroline would like to thank her husband, Stephen, as well as her family and in-laws for all the support given over the past few years. Nolan Jacob Summerhill from Fort Worth, Texas. Nolan would like to thank the support of his family and partner, Jason. He has accepted a position with Michael Shue in Austin. And a Giselle Toscano Ramos from El Paso, Texas. Ana Giselle would like to thank her family and friends for their support. She'll be pursuing a career in architecture at Smith Group, San Francisco. Charlie Tayeski from Longview, Texas. Abigail Winfield from Lexington, Kentucky. Abby would like to thank her family and her two snoodles for their support throughout her time in school. She's excited to embark on the next chapter of her life. Victoria Workman from Schaumburg, Illinois. Victoria would like to thank her family and friends for their support. She's excited to move back to Chicago and begin her design career at HKS as the 2022 Healthcare Fellow. Emily Yoon from Gwangju, South Korea. Emily would like to thank her family and friends for their support. She will stay in Texas for her career. And next we have the Master of Advanced Architectural Design. Andres Mendoza from Houston, Texas. Andres would like to thank his program supervisors for their guidance and the UTSOA faculty and student body for their support and camaraderie. His gratitude goes out to family and friends for their support through the pandemic and graduate school. He will move to Houston to pursue a career with a developer to advance sustainable design and construction in the Texas region. Wajrishwari Patil from Humbly. Wajrishwari would like to thank her professors, family, and friends, without whom she could not have achieved this feat. We now present the graduates in the Bachelor of Science in Architectural Studies degree. Taylor Napier from Portland, Texas. Taylor would like to thank her loved ones for their support. She'll pursue architectural project management with a focus on affordable housing. And next we have the Bachelor of Architecture degree. Shakira Alexander from Houston, Texas. Shakira would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her on this journey to becoming a first-generation graduate. Allie Alford Lohman from Prosper, Texas. Allie will begin her architecture career to pursue her license and one day hopes to bring her skills to the mission field. Haley Algo from Delaware, Ohio. Haley would like to thank everyone who made her time at UTSOA so impactful. She started a full-time position as a designer at Rios in Los Angeles in January. Michael Ikechukwu Anowe from Dallas, Texas. Ikechukwu. Michael Ikechukwu Anowe. Michael will be kicking off his career working as an architectural designer. Gabriella Archer from Dallas, Texas. Gabriella would like to thank her family and friends for their love and support. She will be staying in Austin to pursue a career in civil engineering and architectural design. Lauren Michelle Boyd from Sugar Land, Texas. Lauren would like to thank her family for their support. She'll be staying in Austin to pursue a career with Michael Mchugh, Office of Architecture. Coleman Brink from Dallas, Texas. Coleman would like to thank his family for their incredible support as he has completed his degree. Joseph Chandler from Houston, Texas. Joseph thanks his family and friends for their support throughout his journey through architecture school. Riley Chandler from Dallas, Texas. Riley is so grateful for the love and support of her friends and family. She'll be moving to Dallas to start her career at SHM Architects. Alfredo Corona from Dallas, Texas. Alfredo would like to thank his family and friends for all the love and support. He'll be continuing his career at Corgan in Dallas. Emily Das Curtis from Austin, Texas. Emily thanks her friends and family for their constant encouragement. She'll move to San Francisco to work with Walker Warner Architects. Fernando Davila from Reynosa, Mexico. Fernando would like to give a big thank you to his parents, his siblings, and most importantly, our Lord Jesus Christ. Alvaro Favela Ramos from San Juan, Texas. Alvaro is graduating as a first-generation student and would like to thank his family for all their love and support. Gabrielle Friedstadt from Dallas, Texas. Gabe dedicates this moment to his parents who always supported him. He'll be moving to Dallas to pursue a career with Omniplan as an architectural designer. Danae Glover from Wiley, Texas. Danae would like to thank her family, friends, and professors for their support. She's excited to start her career in architecture. Jessica Go from Houston, Texas. Guppy would like to thank Robin for candy, Charlton for not firing her, Zane for being her long-lost twin, and her family for the Andes mints. George Harry Johnson from Katy, Texas. George would like to thank his friends and family for their support throughout his time at UT. He'll move to Washington, D.C. to start his career with NPR Architecture. John Alexander Catata from McKinney, Texas. John would like to thank his family, classmates, and professors for their unwavering support. He'll move to Los Angeles to begin his career at Marmol Ratzinger. Michelle Kishinevsky from Plano, Texas. Michelle would like to thank her family for their unconditional love and support. She's excited to begin her career in Austin, working for Lake Flato Architects. Judy Nagi Labib from Houston, Texas. Judy thanks Mamoon, Baboom, Chanium, Julium, and friends for their support and will continue her professional career with Steinberg Hart here in Austin. Brandon Joseph Lowry from New Orleans, Louisiana. Brandon would like to thank his family for their unwavering support. He will move to NYC to pursue a career with Adige Associates. Cassandra Gianna Lee from Laredo, Texas. As a first-generation college student, Cassandra would like to attribute her success to the love and support her family and friends have given her throughout her college experience. Rose Lee from Houston, Texas. Rose is thankful for her family, friends, and professors who have supported her in her time at UT. She is excited for the career ahead and plans to move to New York. Sulam Mehta from Plano, Texas. Sulam thanks family. She will pursue engineering licensure and launch her career at the Architectural Engineers Collaborative. She would like to thank family for their support. Luis Mortinos from Mexico City, Mexico. Luis would like to thank his family for all their support he has received, especially his sister for all her patience and unconditional love. Maria Navarro from Houston, Texas. Maria would like to thank her family and friends for their support. Her next step is moving to Boston to pursue a career with Bureau Happold as a sustainability engineer. Janelle Ashley Nelson from Houston, Texas. Janelle would like to thank her parents and family for their support and guidance over the years and looks forward to closing one chapter and beginning another. Megan Pensacola Rushan from Houston, Texas. Megan would like to thank her family for their support. She'll stay in Austin to pursue her career and obtain licensure as an architect. Anna Blair Parkinson from Midland, Texas. Anna is humbled by the continual encouragement of friends and family. She'll be working for Michael Shue Office of Architecture in Austin. Tate Paulson from Sharon, Connecticut. Tate stayed outside the lines. Jasmine Andrea Perez from Katy, Texas. Jasmine would like to give thanks to her mother and father for all their love and support and dedicates this walk to them. She'll be moving to Boston, Massachusetts to pursue her career at Mary Ann Thompson Architects. Andrea Puente Castillo from Monterrey, Mexico. Andrea would like to thank her parents, Hector and Hilda, for their unconditional support. She'll remain in Austin to pursue a career in design and creative content. Andre Sebastian Rezai from Austin, Texas. Andre would like to thank his family for their support. He'll be pursuing a Master of Urban Design degree at the University of Virginia. Ramsey Robinson. From Durham, North Carolina. Would like to thank her family. After graduating from architecture with a second major in Plan 2 honors, Ramsey is working at Duda Payne Architects in Durham, North Carolina. Christopher Sanchez from College Station, Texas. Christopher would like to thank his family and friends for helping him through the years. He is excited to work at LA FIS Partners in Austin after graduation. Grayson Shepard from McKinney, Texas. Grayson would like to thank all those that supported her on this journey. Her next step is a construction management role in San Francisco with Trubeck Construction. Hugo Pena Ciadzionis from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Hugo would like to thank his family and friends for their support. For the past 5 years, he has studied architecture at UT. Now he graduates. Prunav Subramanian from Frisco, Texas. Prunav's proudest achievement is completing the B.Art program without a single cup of coffee, and he thanks his family, friends, and Kanye. Nina Sun from Princeton, New Jersey. Nina would like to thank her family for their constant support and her classmates that, after many hours in studio and on Zoom together, became some of her best friends. Xin Tao from Houston, Texas. Zen would like to thank her mom, dad, sister, and brother for always doing everything they can to support her and her dreams. She will remain in Austin to work with DPR Construction. Kevin Andrew So from Plano, Texas. Kevin would like to thank his family for their undying love and support. He'll be working in Dallas after graduation. Imrahan Tuna from Sugar Land, Texas. Imrahan would like to thank his friends and family for their continued support in his pursuits. Matthew Van Horn from Austin, Texas. Thank you to everyone who challenged me, supported me, cried with me, or laughed with me. I hope you know it meant the world. Rishabh Vasudevan. Maxwell Alexander Vela from Houston, Texas. Maxwell would like to thank his family for their continual support. He'll be beginning his professional career as a designer at Steinberg, Hart in San Francisco. Amelia Webb from Prosper, Texas. Amelia would like to thank her family and friends, new and old, for their incredible support and encouragement throughout her time at UT. Anya Juliet Yeboanskaya from Houston, Texas. Anya would like to thank her family, friends, and professors for their support throughout her education. Cameron Young from San Antonio, Texas. Cameron would like to thank his parents, friends, and professors for their support. He will stay in Austin to pursue a career with Perkins and Will. And now I'll call Igor Siddiqui to the lectern once more to recognize the graduates in the Interior Design Bachelor's Program.
Okay, so now we present the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Interior Design degree. Olivia Claire Bunton from New Braunfels, Texas. Olivia would like to thank her family for their constant support throughout both her academic and athletic career at UT. Olivia plans to stay in Austin and begin her position at Gensler this summer. Elizabeth Madison Carter from Houston, Texas. Madison would like to thank her family for their love and support. She will be staying in Austin to pursue a career with Rote Studio. Ashley Lauren Chen from Georgetown, Texas. Ashley would like to thank her family for always being supportive of her dreams. She will head to Los Angeles to work for a Wrapped Studio. Emma Faulkner. Emma is staying in Austin to pursue a career with house mill design. She would like to thank her family for their continuous support through her college career. Elena Page Frost from Seabrook, Texas. Paige plans to pursue a master's degree in architecture at Rice University. She would like to thank God for her time at UT and the future to come. Camden McBride from the Woodlands, Texas. Camden would like to thank his parents for their support and will be incorporating real estate sales into his existing design business. Mary Claire Moravitz from San Antonio, Texas. Mary Claire would like to thank her family, friends, and professors for their support. She will be moving to DC to pursue a career with studios architecture. Blair Morgan from Sugar Land, Texas. Blair would like to thank her parents for always supporting her goals and for their continuing support throughout her time at UT. Hook 'em. Ani Sofia Nieminen from Southlake, Texas. Ani appreciates the support of her family and friends. She's excited to start her career this summer working for a local design firm. Brianna Jean Perez from San Antonio, Texas. Brianna would like to thank her mom and dad for their endless support and love during her time at school. She will always remember getting to be at UT with her brothers and all the sweet memories she has with them on campus. She's excited to start her career at House Mill Design in Austin, Texas, and continue her work as a florist in Austin. Anna Ranselm from Houston, Texas. Anna has always had a strong interest in interior design and will remain in Austin to practice residential interior design in Westlake. And Amy Rojas. Amy would like to thank her friends and family. She wants everyone to know it's never too late to start over. Kelly Wagoner from Memphis, Tennessee. Kelly would like to thank her friends and family for all their support over the past 4 years. She will be staying in Austin after graduation and pursuing a career with Brit Design Group. And we have Holland Wiles from Dallas, Texas. Holland would like to thank her family for their support. She will move back to Dallas to begin work at Emily Summers Design Associates.
Refreshments very soon. I can promise that for you. I think that now would be an appropriate time for the graduates to acknowledge and applaud everyone who has supported them. Every student and every faculty member here owes so much to our amazing staff who have, with patience, professionalism, and excellence, created and managed the structures that enable this school to be the great school that it is. So many have worked so hard to make this day special, and I am particularly touched that staff from outside our school have generously contributed their support. Please, everyone, thank our staff for all that they do for us. And undergraduates, to practice for the formal ceremony this evening at the Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left, assuming you all know which direction that is, on the right to the left side of your mortarboards. Please save throwing them into the air until you're outside of this room or after the event tonight. You can actually go ahead and do that now. The degrees will be formally conferred to all students, graduate and undergraduate, by President Jay Hartzell and the Board of Regents this evening at 7:30 p.m. in Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. For students attending that event, please line up for the procession onto the field in DKR in your designated procession area. Our staff can help you if you're not quite sure where that might be. Graduates, you are now part of one of the largest and most influential alumni networks in the world. Leaving the 40 acres doesn't mean you leave your alma mater behind. As a gift for your graduation, you'll each receive a one-year membership to your alumni association, the Texas X's from the School of Architecture. As a reminder to our faculty, we ask that you remain on the stage until after all the new graduates exit. And guests, Please, guests, we ask that you also remain in your seats until the graduates and the faculty have processed out of the auditorium, and then it will be time for that reception in the LBJ Plaza. First of all, join me in congratulating all 2022 graduates. This concludes our 109th commencement convocation at the University of Texas at Austin School of Architecture. Graduates, you will lead out the procession.